Jason, we've got a question coming in from King Mac directed toward you, and I will somewhat add to it because Jordan Travis is, in my eyes, an average quarterback. And it seems as though Florida State is perfectly content on riding next season on Jordan Travis and not bringing in anyone, not even just to back him up, but with a potential of challenging him for the starting job. Would you be in the transfer portal after a quarterback?
I think I would after the spring. I think Mac makes a good point here where he says it looks like after the spring. I think you have to give Jordan the benefit of the doubt of spring football. You know, he did improve. Would he improve into being outside of the bottom third of ACC? No. I think he's still in the bottom third of ACC quarterbacks. That being said, I think you have to give him the benefit of the doubt, see what happens in the spring, and then go from there. Do I think Florida State will make a move after another quarter? I think they'll test the waters after spring football, but I think it would be a disservice to Jordan after what he did last season, after the improvements that he did make, both throwing the ball and running the ball, and basically leading an offense last season. I think it would be a disservice for him to go after quarterback right now. I think you wait for the spring, wait till after the spring game on April 9th, and then I think you will. I think Florida State will bring in another quarterback. I think you have to see what is out there. Because a lot of these after spring is when you're going to see a lot of quarterbacks come out and go from there. So I think, yeah, spring ball after April 9th, I think Florida State will bring in another quarterback. But the question will be who?
Well, I think that certainly we saw a run on quarterbacks about a month ago. A lot of pretty accomplished quarterbacks jumping around. Casey Thompson, the Texas quarterback who led the Big 12 in touchdown passes, going to Nebraska. Keaton Slovis from USC, cross country to Pitt. Jackson Dart from USC to Ole Miss. Caleb Williams leaving Oklahoma and going to USC, and a myriad of others. But like you, I think after spring practice, this is what we saw last year: is a lot of guys get the cold hard truth presented to them that, hey, you're not quite positioned on the step chart to be a factor, and they may not like it and want to move on.
And you earlier talked a little bit about it with the transfer portal, as far as like a lot of wide receivers, 4 wide receivers coming in on the transfer portal. I think that's another thing, is that Florida State wants to see what they have in the wide receiver room to see whether they can go into more of a passing offense as opposed to more of the run-first offense that you saw last season. I think that's going to be the question. If you've got these guys coming in and they see they can actually catch the ball, they can run downfield, then yes, I mean, John, right there. Does a guy like a JT Daniels, who we've talked about previously, if you have decent receivers, a JT Daniels, or if your receivers are hot garbage, like, I'm just thinking, for example, yes, I know he caught the 4th and 14 pass, but Andrew Parchment, he was a disappointment last season at wide receiver, transfer from Kansas. If some of these receivers can come in and show up, then all of a sudden, yes, you can go after a more passing quarterback. But if you don't have a decent receiver room, then you stick with Jordan Travis. You stick with what you got, what you know.